Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Risk is back is the title of this episode. So guys, I'm coming at you from the road here in Maui. So forgive my background. I had to shoot this video in the car. I had to get my thoughts out to you based on what we're seeing in the market, because heading into today's morning bell, I don't know if you felt like I did, but I was pretty nervous about the activity that we saw in the after hours. There was a lot of red on the board with key stocks related to the tech sector and related to anyone within the AI demand across the board. But great news is when the markets opened up today, we had a strong start. All of our indexes are up currently. Dow Jones is up over 1%. The S&P 500 is up over 0.5%, and NASDAQ is up over 0.5% as well. In fact, we're closing in on that 7,000 threshold with the S&P 500 once again. Great to see it. It would be great to see us break through that ceiling. But risk is back, and I'm saying that because I think there's three things that jumped out to me today that I saw in the news cycle that I think is driving the sentiment that we see with investors today. But let me know your comments. If you think there's other thoughts beyond the three that I'm mentioning, I'd love to hear it. Drop it in a comment below. I'd love to engage with you on it. But the three that I see is the surprising strength that we saw with manufacturing. So probably the biggest catalyst was the blockbuster report from the Institute for Supply Management, which was a reflection of U.S. manufacturing activity. And we beat expectations in January. We had a 52.6 score, which the expectation was around a 48.5. So this is a great sign for the economy, great sign for manufacturing. And we know all of the investment that's happening in the U.S. and it's starting to show up in that manufacturing cycle. And it gave a boost to investors about the strength of the U.S. economy. The second piece, I think, is the falling oil prices, and let's call it the calming of tensions. So we saw energy prices drop by about 5% the last time I saw, and that was based on comments from President Trump that the U.S. and Iran are in serious talks right now. So that comments lowered the concern about geopolitical risks and the cause to an oil global disruption. That definitely helped investors move in, become a bit more bullish into the sectors that we love to track. And I think the last piece was just around the volatility and noise we heard with the Fed pick from Trump last week with Kevin Wersch. I think the market had some time to digest the news. And overall, I think what we're hearing right now is some of the big equity investors are beginning to view Wersch as a pro-growth pick. And we're seeing investors start to move money back out of the safe havens and back into riskier assets, particularly one that they may seem risky that are aligned with the semiconductor tech space. And we see that with the safe haven plays. So gold is down about $4,600 an ounce. Silver is down to about $78 an ounce last time I saw it as well. So definitely off the highs that we saw last week. Great sign that we're seeing movement and rotation back into stocks. So those are the three things that I identified. But let's jump in and take a look at the sectors and then dive in and take a look at Micron and see how that's doing. So let's jump over first. You can see here on the board, just looking at the NASDAQ 500, that we had growth across right in the middle of your screen. You'll see the semiconductor space. NVIDIA is down, but Broadcom, we'll call it flat. Micron up over 5%. We have AMD up about 4%. Intel with a great response to the day, about a 5% growth. We also see some other strong players in there. Qualcomm had a good day as well. If we look right below that, you see the equipment suppliers. Strong day. AMSL up. Lam Research up. Applied Materials up. Apple starting to see some movement from their strong earnings. So across the board, good movement. And I want to show a little bit about the memory sector while we close out. You know, this is my favorite sector overall. And Micron, we see, is up about 5.5%. We saw it fall through the weekend, come into the market around $4.15, up now almost $23 a share, getting back to the $4.40 a share across the board that we saw. And if I just scroll down here, you'll see that bull run. Take a look at that, the way it started. Momentum just carried it straight up to about the 442 mark. We'll call it 440. Gave a little back, but it's starting to stabilize right around that 438 a share piece. So great news for Micron. Strong movement back on the board. Hopefully you had a chance to get in at a lower rate. But overall, we know, we talked about it last week, the drop and the scale back or the bear run that we saw with Micron was not based on any of the fundamentals. The company is strong. Demand is strong. Supply is sold out. So it really was just a volatility in the market and some people moving out based on other concerns and greater concerns. But rotation is back, risk is back, memory sector looks great. We see that SanDisk is up about 16%. Western Digital is up about 10% on the day. And then we also see Seagate is about 6% growth. So with Micron about 5.5, hopefully pushing to 6, great overall day for the memory sector. Great day for the market. Let's keep it going throughout the week. Like to hear your comments below, but risk is back. As I said, let's keep it that way. Have a great weekend, guys. Like and subscribe to the channel. Talk to you soon.